Welcome, everyone. Get ready because today we're diving headfirst into a topic that's really got people talking. VR and AR in education. It feels like we're on the brink of something huge, kind of like when computers first showed up in classrooms.
Absolutely. The potential here is enormous.
VR and AR are often lumped together, but it's important to be clear about the difference.
Right. So with VR, think virtual reality. We're talking about a fully immersive experience. You're transported to another world entirely. Imagine exploring the Amazon rainforest or strolling through ancient Rome, all from your classroom.
And then there's AR, or augmented reality, which overlays digital elements onto our real world. It's like Pokemon Go, but with an educational twist.
Exactly. It enhances the real world with digital information and interactivity. You can dissect a frog in biology class, virtually of course, or build a 3D molecule in chemistry and manipulate it with your hands. AR brings a whole new dimension to hands-on learning.
It's not just about the cool factor, though. There's real substance to the hype. We've got research papers, market analyses, even case studies from educators already using VR and AR in their classrooms.
Oh, and let's not forget the historical context. This isn't something brand new. Early experiments with computer-based learning and multimedia really laid the groundwork for what we're seeing today.
Back in the late 20th century.
Exactly. Those early educational software programs and simulations were like the precursors to today's immersive experiences.
So true. And then things really started to pick up in the early 2000s.
Right. Yes. As computer graphics and sensor technology advanced, there was a surge of interest in using AR and VR for education.
Right, that's when we started to see the first applications specifically designed for learning, even if they were a bit rudimentary by today's standards.
And then the mid-2010s were pivotal. The release of those more affordable VR headsets and user-friendly AR apps really opened the doors. Wider acceptance followed and fueled the incredible growth we're seeing today.
The growth is pretty amazing. One analysis predicts that the global market for AR and VR in education could hit $14.2 billion by 2028.
Nearly 30% growth per year. But it's crucial to remember that this isn't just hype. This is built on decades of research and development. And that's why we're here, to delve into the benefits and the challenges ahead.
Absolutely. One of the most talked about benefits is the impact on student engagement. Traditional learning can be passive, but VR and AR, they shake things up. They offer interactive and immersive experiences that really grab students' attention.
It's a world of difference. Who wouldn't be more excited to learn about ancient Egypt by virtually exploring a pyramid than by just reading about it in a textbook?
Exactly. VR and AR tap into that natural curiosity and make learning fun, something students will remember.
And there's research to back this up. One study on AR-based math apps showed a 25% improvement in understanding geometric shapes compared to just using textbooks.
Wow, that's significant. It's not just about making learning fun, though.
You're right. It's about accessibility, too. VR and AR can also make complex concepts easier to grasp. Abstract ideas become tangible, and suddenly, those difficult subjects become a bit less daunting.
So it's about opening doors for a wider range of learners.
Exactly. A study at UCLA found that VR-based history lessons led to a 15% improvement in students' ability to analyze primary sources. Imagine being immersed in that historical setting, interacting with artifacts, experiencing events firsthand. It deepens their understanding and enhances critical thinking skills.
That's incredible. It's not just theoretical knowledge either. VR and AR bridge the gap between the classroom and the real world. Students can practice real-world skills in a safe and controlled environment.
Absolutely. Take Boeing, for example. They use AR glasses during aircraft assembly, providing engineers with real-time instructions and guidance. This has led to a 35% reduction in training time and significantly lower error rates.
Wow, that's impressive. It's not just in manufacturing either, right?
Not at all. Think healthcare. Think any field where hands-on experience is critical. VR and AR are proving their value across the board.
It's also exciting to see how these technologies are making education more inclusive.
Absolutely. Take C-Space, for example. It's an AR platform used in K-12 education that allows students to interact with content in ways that traditional methods just can't match.
Especially helpful for students with disabilities or those in remote areas, right?
Exactly. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for those who might not have access to traditional hands-on learning. It's about leveling the playing field.
That's really powerful. So we've talked about all these amazing benefits, but we can't ignore the challenges, right?
Of course. There are hurdles to overcome. One of the biggest is the cost. The initial investment for VR and AR equipment and software can be a barrier for some schools.
Especially considering all the other demands on school budgets.
Right. And even though the price of VR headsets is coming down, creating truly engaging and effective educational content is still a big challenge. And then there's the infrastructure needed to support all of this reliable internet access, powerful computers, and so on.
And of course, we have to talk about health and safety, especially with VR. Motion sickness, eye strain, those are real concerns.
Absolutely. Responsible implementation is key here. We need age-appropriate content, breaks, clear guidelines, and a constant focus on student well-being.
So true. We also need to consider the content itself. There's a real need for more high-quality curriculum-aligned VR and AR content that's specifically designed for learning.
And we can't forget about the teachers. They're the ones on the front lines. Equipping them with the training and support they need to effectively integrate these technologies into their classrooms is critical.
It's about empowering teachers to leverage the full potential of VR and AR to create truly transformative learning experiences.
Exactly. Welcome back. It's exciting to move from potential to seeing these technologies in action. Let's start with K-12. VR is really changing the game, offering immersive field trips that were simply impossible before.
Yeah, no more flat pictures and textbooks. Students can walk through ancient Pompeii, explore the human body from the inside, even travel to distant planets.
And it's not just about passive viewing. Imagine a history class where you can experience a Civil War battle firsthand, or a science class where you build and program a virtual robot and see your code come to life. VR has the power to make learning truly unforgettable.
It's about turning learning into an adventure. And VR isn't limited to physical classrooms. It's also been a lifeline for online learning.
Absolutely, especially during the shift to remote education. VR can transform a boring Zoom class into a dynamic virtual space. Students can interact with each other and their teachers in a much more natural way.
It's like building a bridge between the physical and digital worlds. And the applications go beyond student learning. VR is a powerful tool for teacher training as well.
Imagine being a new teacher and having a safe space to practice your skills. You can step into a virtual classroom, experiment with different teaching styles, manage virtual student behavior, all without the pressure of a real classroom.
It's like a flight simulator for teachers. Now let's talk about vocational and technical training. These fields are all about hands-on experience, and VR offers a safe and cost-effective way to develop those skills.
Think about welding, for example. Traditionally, you'd need expensive materials, constant supervision to practice. But with VR, you can hone your skills in a virtual environment, make mistakes, and learn from them without any real-world risks or wasted materials.
That makes a lot of sense, and this applies to so many fields.
Absolutely. Automotive technicians working on virtual engines, firefighters responding to simulated emergencies, the possibilities are endless.
VR can even be used for team training, right?
Of course. Groups of students can work together in a virtual environment to solve problems, developing critical thinking and communication skills along the way. Imagine nursing students responding to a simulated medical emergency, learning to collaborate under pressure.
That's incredible. It's like taking classroom learning to a whole new level. Now let's shift gears to AR. It enhances learning in its own unique ways.
One of the most exciting aspects of AR is its ability to transform traditional learning materials. Static images and diagrams in textbooks come to life. Students can use their smartphones or tablets to scan an image and see a 3D model pop up, watch a video explaining a concept, or even interact with a virtual lab experiment.
Instead of just reading about the solar system, you can hold up your tablet and see a 3D model of Saturn with its rings, maybe even explore its moons. It's incredible.
AR is fantastic for creating interactive games and quizzes, too. Learning becomes more engaging and fun, especially for younger learners. Imagine a history game where you have to identify historical figures using AR.
That sounds amazing. And it's not just for the classroom. AR can enhance field trips and museum exhibits.
Imagine being on a field trip to a national park, using your AR device to identify different plant and animal species, or at a museum, seeing a dinosaur skeleton come to life with AR.
It's incredible how AR can blend the real and virtual worlds, but the applications go far beyond education.
Absolutely. Technicians can use AR glasses for step-by-step repair instructions. Sales reps can create interactive product demos. It's transforming how we work and learn.
Now, we've talked about VR and AR separately, but what about combining them with AI? Things get really interesting there.
You're right. AI is being used to personalize learning in VR and AR environments. We're talking about adaptive experiences tailored to each student's individual needs and learning styles.
So instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, you could have a virtual tutor that adapts to your pace, provides customized feedback, even suggest additional resources.
Exactly. AI can create more realistic and engaging virtual environments too. Imagine a VR simulation where the characters and environments react to your actions in real time.
Like stepping into a video game where the world responds to you. That's incredible. And AI can even play a role in assessment, providing more detailed and personalized feedback.
Instead of just a grade, you could receive an in-depth analysis of your performance in a VR simulation. It's like having an AI-powered coach guiding you through the learning process.
AI can also facilitate collaborative learning in these environments, can't it?
Absolutely. Think about students working on a project in a virtual world. AI can help them communicate, track their progress, allocate tasks, and even offer support when needed. It's like having an AI-powered facilitator right there in the virtual classroom.
It's amazing to think about the possibilities, but let's talk about what this means for everyone involved: educators, administrators, policymakers.
For educators, it presents both opportunities and challenges. It requires a shift in mindset, embracing more student-centered and tech-driven approaches. Teachers need training on how to effectively integrate these technologies into their curriculum.
It's about adapting teaching methods to meet the needs of today's learners. And it's not just about technical skills, right?
Right. Teachers need new pedagogical strategies to use VR, AR, and AI in a way that enhances learning, promotes critical thinking, and creativity.
So it's about a deeper understanding of how to use these tools effectively.
Exactly. For administrators, it means investing in infrastructure, training, and ongoing support, creating a learning environment that encourages innovation and gives teachers the resources they need to succeed in this new landscape.
It's also about developing policies for the ethical and responsible use of these technologies, right?
Absolutely. And that's where policymakers come in. They need to promote adoption, ensure equitable access for all students, and establish clear standards and regulations to protect privacy and safety.
It's a collaborative effort.
Exactly. Educators, administrators, policymakers, parents, and students all working together to ensure that these technologies are used effectively and responsibly.
It's about creating a more engaging, equitable, and personalized learning experience for everyone. But it's not just about the present, is it?
No, it's about preparing students for the future. The skills they develop through these experiences, problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, digital literacy, these are the skills that will be in high demand in the future. We're not just teaching content, we're equipping them for a world where technology plays an increasingly vital role.
It's about empowering the next generation, helping them become the innovators and problem solvers of tomorrow. And we're back for the final part of our deep dive. We've talked about the present and the past, but now let's look ahead. What's on the horizon for VR, AR, and AI in education?
Well, we've really only just scratched the surface of what's possible. One thing that's particularly exciting is the metaverse. Imagine a network of interconnected virtual worlds where students from all over can interact, attend classes, participate in virtual labs, even engage in extracurricular activities.
A global learning community, unrestricted by geography. That's quite a vision. But how do we make sure these metaverse experiences are truly effective and engaging?
That's where AI steps in. AI will be crucial for personalizing these experiences, tailoring content, providing feedback, even breaking down language barriers. Imagine attending a lecture with students from different countries, and AI is seamlessly translating in real time.
Like a universal translator. That's incredible. But we also need to think about the practicalities. How do we actually measure the impact of these technologies on learning outcomes?
That's a great point. Traditional assessments might not capture the full picture when it comes to these immersive experiences. We need to go beyond standardized tests.
So it's not just about memorizing facts.
Right. We need to focus on evaluating critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, collaboration, digital literacy, the skills that are essential for success in the 21st century.
The skills that VR, AR, and AI are uniquely equipped to foster.
Exactly. We need to look at student engagement too. Are students more excited about learning when using these technologies? Are they more persistent when facing challenging tasks? This data will be crucial for proving the value of these investments and guiding future development.
It's about moving beyond opinions to real data, showing the actual impact of VR, AR, and AI on learning. But even with all this innovation, we can't forget about the digital divide. Not every student has equal access to these tools.
Absolutely. Addressing this requires a multifaceted approach. We need policies that prioritize funding for technology and teacher training in underserved communities. Just providing devices isn't enough.
We need to make sure teachers know how to use them effectively.
Exactly. And we need to make sure the content itself is inclusive and culturally relevant, reflecting the diversity of our students.
So every student feels seen and represented in these virtual worlds.
Exactly. Designing inclusive content is crucial for creating a truly equitable learning environment. And we can't forget about accessibility for students with disabilities.
Making sure everyone can participate fully.
Right. We need to design these experiences with accessibility in mind from the start, incorporating alternative input methods, closed captioning, audio descriptions, and creating environments that are navigable for all.
It's about making sure these technologies empower everyone. So as we wrap up, where do you see things heading? What's your overall outlook on the future of learning?
I'm optimistic. VR, AR, and AI are more than just cool tech. They're catalysts for change, reshaping education and opening up possibilities for personalized, engaging, and inclusive learning experiences that were once unimaginable.
It's an invitation for all of us educators, policymakers, parents, students to embrace the possibilities, to reimagine what learning can be, and to work together to shape the future.
A future where learning is not just about acquiring knowledge, but about cultivating creativity, fostering collaboration, and empowering students to become the innovators and problem solvers of tomorrow.
And that wraps up our deep dive into the world of VR, AR, and AI in education. We hope you found this exploration insightful and inspiring. Thanks for joining us.